For stage 1, the soon-to-be heavy main has just started their Deepwoken journey. They just bought Deepwoken and is now creating their first character. Upon seeing the choices of the weapon types, they immediately decide that medium and light weapons suck and are for losers, stinky, poo-poo meta boys, and pick the biggest option available to them, which is the battle axe. I could either pick stiletto, sword, or battle axe. Using the stiletto sounds lame as hell. It looks like tiny shank or something. I could pick the sword. Screw it. At this point, the heavy main has just spawned in the game. They get through the usual rough start of figuring how training equipment and like investment points work, getting jumped, trying to find where Arisia is, getting jumped, and then mixing up Arisia and Etris. And of course getting jumped. And it's at this point in time that they finally somehow made their way to Arisia and you know, start fighting their first bandits. The young heavy main has just landed themselves at Arisia and is now fighting their first NPCs. Depending on their skill level, they either successfully block parry / dodge the bandits and land in some hits, which is pretty satisfying every time they hit it. Or they get completely curb stomped by bandits and blame it on the weapon, causing them to swap to light weapon.
Get away from me! Why are you chasing me? Stop it! Get back here so you can get away from me!
If they made it past this stage, they probably got a taste of the satisfaction of playing heavy, and is now continuing on their journey as a Deepwoken heavy main. Stage 3 usually takes place after they hit level 45-ish. At this point, the heavy main got a taste of how PvP is for one way or another, whether it be like Chimes the Conflict or fighting random freshies at Songseeker. And the people they're fighting at this level mostly consist of like 75% Royal Pathfinders, 10% Glass Dancer Raps Tryhards, and 10% anything else. I mean, it's way past the old ages of Deepwoken at this point. They could straight up have like, I don't know, like Pale Assassin's Cloaks or something. Anyways, as you can see, there's quite a bit of Royal Pathfinders, and heavy weapon shines best when your opponent cannot parry. And because of that, the heavy main builds up a lot of confidence. Confidence that may or may not be shattered later on. Block, parry, and dodge, maybe? Man, I'm just destroying everybody right now. At this stage, the heavy main has reached max level on their build and is now fighting other max level players. However, unfortunately for them, max level players typically know how to parry, and since heavy weapon is the worst choice when your opponent has an F key, any heavy players just kind of get demolished during this stage, shattering the confidence they just built up. This game sucks, bro. Heavy weapons just can't do all that well against a medium player, even if they're both the same skill level. At the end of the day, heavy is just easier to parry compared to like a Forgotten Gladius or something. Because of the beating they received the last stage, most chooses to like swap off of heavy weapons, instead opting to play like medium or light. This stage usually lasts a pretty long time depending on how much the heavy main likes their new weapon type. Oh, how is this even remotely fair to the other person? I could've just played light weapon the whole time. Granted, he is playing light weapon as well, but come on, come back here. This is so much easier than heavy. But after like a build or two and trying out the other choices, they reach an important part to solidify their status as a heavy main. They get the choice of whether they want to try out heavy again with their newfound experience, or stay medium or light. This is the point where most people get like a little SpongeBob cartoon flashback of getting demolished and just give up. But for the few that do, they move on to the next stage. after coming back to heavy weapon, instead of having like an epic revival like in a movie or something, they just get curb stomped again. That's just reality, man. I'm sorry. Man, what do? I keep getting curb stomped every time I play heavy weapons. If only there was some way to win. What the? Archimage, is that you? Take this, my child. It is my gift to you. Thank you, father. I now see what I must do. Most heavy weapons typically stick with heavy gun, as you know, winning does feel pretty good. But for some, they feel like they lose the meaning of actually playing heavy weapons. You know, sometimes it's just a little too easy, you know what I'm saying? Before using gun, landing M1s with heavy felt rewarding. But since gun into M1 is practically a true combo, you don't really get the satisfaction anymore since you didn't really have to work all that hard for it. The now experienced heavy main has now made it to their final stage. They've accepted that heavy isn't exactly the best weapon type, but they don't get angry at losses anymore, and they slowly become even better at the game than most like medium weapon users. To the point where they become like mantra fainting maniacs, because you know it's kind of the only way to get in hits with like heavy. Well, I mean for experienced players anyways. If you're like M1ing a freshie, I don't think you're gonna need to like mantra faint them. So yeah, at this point they finished their journey with heavy, and now they can play as Luigi. Also, please subscribe.